Hasango is a mold of wreckage on the horizon where you see a dozen junks sailing towards you. Even at this distance, you can tell they are making good speed. One of the ship pulls up along yours and a well-dressed armor man approaches the edge of the deck. You recognise Asura, the Grand Secretary of the Royal Deadfire Company. It is good to see you again. I see you continue to leave your mark. He is gazing towards Asango with a particular smile. The Adra beacon, visible even here, shines brightly. Nikataza is abuzz with praise of your deeds as well. Pleasure, just matters do use much credit. Yep. I want to extend the thanks to the RDC for what you've done here. He raises one's hand towards the Adra beacon. You restored a valuable asset, whether or not that was your intention. Gives you a quick, sly smile. The others at the palace will want to hear about this, no doubt, and you may as well take credit while the deed is fresh. Say nothing. Go to Serpent's Crown in Nikitaka, and later come and see me at the Brass Citadel. We can discuss your progress with issues of mutual interest there, he nods. At any rate, I have much to attend to, and it seems you do as well. Clear skies, Captain. Sura nods at his crew, makes ready to sail once more. Came all the way here just to go all the way back. Okay, dokie. Alright, so.
You blink and find yourself standing in the knee-high grass of an endless field, with the day just falling into dusk. Then, the earth falls away. The wind ceases, and you are sent tumbling up into the dark of the sky.
Watcher.
The voice of the pallid night shakes the earth at your feet. You have returned to Bareth's realm, your soul once more called to attend the wishes of the god of death.
You try a door next time, say nothing.
Once again, you have spoken with the Child of Light. Tell me what you have learned.
Say nothing. You should know where she's going.
You feel a ghostly hand at your throat.
You will speak, or I will compel you to speak.
Well, you're going to find out the answers anyway.
She does not squeeze, but only rests her hand there. A threat as gentle as a lover's caress.
Don't kill me. You need me.
You may be the Watcher of Cadnua, the Hound of Aethys, the Herald of Bareth, but you are still a mortal man.
But seems like you need me more than that, ain't you?
Every time you defy me, I grow further inclined to disassemble your soul and scatter your essence to the farthest corners of the beyond once the task I have assigned you is complete.
Just do it then.
So have a care, Watcher.
So I have no choice but to say it anyway.
Intriguing.
The pallid night stares past you, pensive.
While attend. Tell me what your many eyes perceive.
Her words ring out, and a heavy silence descends. In the silence breaks the murmur of countless voices.
Ooh,
They speak all at once in languages both known and unknown to you.
that's cool. So that's Galloway. Sailor guy. They two are.
In the space beside Bareth, an eye blinks open, followed fast by several more. They are round, keen eyes of Kith, the slit eyes of snakes, the small, dark marbles of birds, the bulbous lanterns of deep-sea fish.
Here we are.
A figure walks through the cloud of eyes as one might step through a door. It is an Orlan, then a pale elf, an ocean human, a Naga. Each of them eyeless. They are Wow.
Wow. Ah.
This is the first interesting thing to happen in ages. And we do so love a riddle.
The figure wears an Amawa's grin, and the many voices beneath its own titter.
Yes, it's so interesting when hundreds of Kef die so Eothas can take a stroll.
Some things must be lost to be found again. You knew that once, when you buried my scroll beneath the earth in Black Meadow. But it seems you have forgotten.
No, I did that to get experience.
We have read the book of your life, Watcher. It is heavy with the weight of your choices, and its pages are not unmarred by the blood of others. You read, but on a smaller scale. We see between the strings of the world, and Eothas is there, strumming them like a lute. His tongue is still, yet he sings of a coming joy. What tune he plays, we do not know. It is complex, ever-shifting. One moment vibrating in harmony, the next in discord.
A man strides through the door to Berith's realm. Behind him lope wolves with lolling tongues, and jungle cats whose long tails twitch with every step. Galawain, the changeling, arrives, and he brings with him the wild heart of Eora's untamed places. Fast on Galawain's heels, a small wave of seawater washes across the tiles. It pours off the edge of the platform and cascades down into the beyond. From out of the water rears a glowing lure, then the head of a gigantic fish. The round black eyes of Andra roll to meet yours.
My gift-bearers bring to me that which Kith most want to forget, and in their memories I see you as Wild does. You are the one who leaves chaos in his wake. You knew one of them once, my gift-bearers, Maneha. She longs to forget and to help others do the same. But when given the chance to aid her, you did not. You are a capricious creature, like Eothas.
Andra's storm-black eyes roll away from you.
Eothas is nothing if not resourceful. I admire his nerve.
In the changeling's voice, you hear the soft patter of rain on leaves and the rush of wind through treetops.
Aren't you worried?
No, he is a creature of the pack left long alone. Without our strength behind him, he's weak. If his journey leads him back to us, he has proved himself worthy of return to the fold.
Eothas does not return to us. He returns to execute some grand plan. We must stop him.
Andra's voice rises like a tide, panic riding its crest. The doors lining the walls of Berith's realm slam open in unison. Warped pieces of ancient armor and the remnants of discarded weapons roar through the doorways. They meet in the center of the room, in a shower of sparks, and form the vague figure of a man. Finally, a blacksmith's sledge hurtles past
no,
your
this guy
shoulder,
again.
and the figure
You're gonna
snatches it
drop a
from
bid
the
on
air.
us again.
A man made half of metal and half of ruined skin stands before you. The rounded metal of a well-worn shield makes up most of his skull, his right eye socket, and jaw. His mouth is pulled forever into a half grimace.
If Eothas has something foolish planned, perhaps we can turn him from that path and set him down a more productive one.
Abaddon's words crash and screech together, like long still gears forced to movement for the first time in centuries.
Abaddon speaks with a child's naivety. He violates not their realms, but mine. I feel his urgency in every stamp of his feet along my spine. I will send tsunamis to slow him, if Mogren would stir the earth beneath Mogren's teeth.
The water at your feet recedes. Lava oozes up through the shallow water, and a woman made from the guts of the earth emerges. She settles her characteristic broadsword on her shoulder and sighs a cloud of smoke and ash. Mogren returns.
In the age when our steps carved valleys across the face of Eora, Our bodies were impervious to all but the strongest attacks. I doubt fire and water will be enough to stop him. But I will bear down upon Aethys with all the heat and fury of the earth. If I must.
Sounds like a careful die.
The death of thousands now could prevent the death of millions later.
Yeah, but you don't know if you'll save millions, you might kill thousands for nothing.
Dark, inky tears fall from Andra's eyes.
Sacrifices of the few protect the futures of the many. You cannot let your petty mortal feelings blind you to the urgency of the dilemma Aethys has thrust upon us.
Wow, get that one, wow. My petty moral feelings are the only reasons your wrists don't chafe in odious shackles. Funny how it's always Kith who must make the sacrifices, never you.
You will mind upon whose ground you tread.
The Pallid Knight watches you with
Well, if you don't
keen,
like honest
predatory
opinion,
eyes.
don't ask the difficult questions.
The deep, bellowing cry of an aurochs shakes the ground beneath your feet. The cry drones on and on, a moan without end. Wal's many eyes squeeze shut. Andra slips back beneath her waves. Magrin dissipates in a swirling cloud of steam. Galawain's beasts cower and whine. Only the Pallid Knight stands impassive.
My end comes to all things in time. Should Aethys care to hasten the inevitable, I welcome his efforts.
What do you mean?
Aethys seeks a slate wiped clean. Freedom from the endless revolutions of Barath's wheel. The final emancipation of the countless stolen mortal lives the gods hoard within themselves.
The Child of Light will not choose the hour of my death.
Magrin tests the edge of her broadsword with a smoldering finger.
He sows chaos in his longing for a radiant dawn. So much will be lost in the cacophony of fear his actions inspire.
The crack of thunder rends the air. The gods fall silent.
We can wait no longer to act. Speak with him, Watcher. Discover what it is he plans.
Well, it's not like I have a choice.
To live is a choice, and you yet draw breath. Drink deep of the air, Watcher. We have work yet to do.
I have work.
The warmth of the Pallid Knight's breath blows soft on the back of your neck, though she stands nowhere near you. Water begins to creep across the floor. It swells, runs swiftly, and catches at your ankles. You scrabble at the tiles, but it's no use. The current's pull drags you off the edge of Barath's realm, and into the fathomless beyond. You splash down in water so dark you can't see the bottom. Then, the water recedes, gone like a dream upon waking. The hard wood of your cabin's floor presses against your spine. The gods are gone, but you remain.
Interesting.
Great and terrible things are at work. And once again, you seem to be in the middle of it.
Aloth is twisting the edge of his sash between his hands, a purposeful frown on his face.
The Rauataians we passed will doubtless spread word of what you've done in Hasongo. But others will want to know what you've seen. They'll look to you for answers.
He watches you uncertain, his brown furrows. You have to report truthfully.
You make it sound so simple.
Bites his hands in exasperation.
Don't you worry what will come next? What events you might move forward?
I choose my words carefully. What's this really about, Aloth? He sighs through his nose, his lips pressed together.
It reminds me of the question that drew me to the Deadfire. The one I've been avoiding.
He rubs the back of his neck.
I promised to tell you what I was doing among the Animancers at Port Marge. As you may have guessed, I was observing them, gathering information on the various Animancy operations in the region.
So you were spying on your friends?
Not out of malice. There was simply no better way. Animancy is a subject of particular interest to the Leaden Key. Through it, I hope to pick up the trail.
The trail. A spark of pleasure gleams in his eyes. Okay, that's smart.
Merely a first step.
Yep, first step, too many. Still, his ears are reddened.
After that incident in Old Valia, I thought more about the Leaden Key and its particular composition.
What?
It's existed for over 2,000 years. Say what you will about its motives and methods, but that's an impressive tenure.
Clasps his hands behind his back and begins pacing.
That's when I realized how short-sighted I'd been. To think I could undo the Leaden Key without understanding how it works. I found references to an ancient Leaden Key cabal in the Deadfire. Possibly one of the oldest, if accounts are credible. And they appear to have been working independently, without direct intervention from Theos, for almost 2 millennia.
He watches you eagerly, waiting for that to sink. Where would you find them?
There's the challenge. Most sources refer to them as the Painted Masks. But I haven't met anyone here who knows that name. I don't know where in the Deadfire they are exactly, but I was hoping we could look for them together.
Find them one way or another.
I believe you.
He smiles, but worry crinkles the corners of his eyes.
Anyway, there's daylight yet. I suppose that's enough from me.
What's gnawing you?
Clean our throat once and then again. Maia raises her eyes to yours when you glance over.
Oh, you wanted something, Captain?
Didn't speak to you. Something on your mind?
You could say that. I'll go ahead and say it. You're halfway toward all right.
Maia purses her lips and appraises you up and down. It's not that I'm not flattered.
Say no more. I'll give you some room to breathe. Come on, Ishi.
Maia clucks her tongue to summon Ishi, pushing you to the periphery of her attention. Hey, see what I mean? See what I mean when I'm talking about? Yep.
One more time, Bella. Who be the Eye Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire?
Molnage!
Aye, that she be, lass. That she be.
A colourful parrot aligns on the railing on your ship. A massive bound to its leg bears the signal of Kahanga tree. Okay. It would be an honour to host the saviour of Asango at the Kahanga Palace. Ekitaka is a city for Hawara and outsiders alike, and there is no shortage of work for Kef. You're determined to be useful as you. You should have the stamina for a good climb, the pile steps. This guy over here. The woman's unceasing smile and direct violating gaze gives you the strong impression of someone selling something.
Light of Aethys be upon you.
Hey, you can tell us about the partisans of the light.
Your friend guided you truly. Gadarian Bosch has honored me with the duty of helping his message reach all of the faithful.
Oh, the faithful.
We answer the shining God's call. He shows us the way and we march in his wake. Already the vanguard prepares to make its journey, with more soon to follow.
You're the what? How would you join with me if it's chase him in a boat?
Yes, in fact. We will follow him along the lighted path. When the time is right, he will welcome our souls into his legion. Gadarian Bosch has seen it.
Just your souls, then? Not your bodies?
Journey sounds dangerous.
The Shining God demands total commitment from his
Total
followers.
commitment.
What good is a soldier who is not willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for her cause? To walk the lighted path, one must be willing to never turn back.
Tough to walk very far without a soul. The Hollowborn, huh? Usually you'd have to stack him in a wheelbarrow and push him around.
You're the vanguard.
Gadarian Bosch leads the vanguard. They are the most righteous of the partisans. They will be the first to join the ranks of Aethys, the first to charge at his call.
He leans in towards you.
Baron said something about the vanguard. You don't think he's that dumb?
Oh, he's that dumb. Do you have a list of people in the vanguard? We want to see if our friend is among them.
The vanguard know their own, and Gadarian Bosch knows them. Beyond that, we keep such information private.
He turns his head away to hide a look of exasperation. But then he shifts, his eyes suddenly hopeful. He looks back.
If they know their own, what do you think they'd say to a couple new members? Can we be in the vanguard too?
I'm afraid you cannot. The vanguard is reserved for the most faithful among us. You have not even joined the partisans.
That I have only just learned of the partisans is circumstance of unmeasurable.
How right you are. Forgive me. I did not mean to cast doubt on your character.
None taken.
Unfortunately, even if I were to initiate you right now into our order, it would be too late to join the vanguard.
I've got a boat, I can just sail right there.
Their ship is docked right now in Nekataka, and set to depart at any moment.
Looks you are wide-eyed. Well, looks like we're going there then.
You think he could be on it? If he left right after we did, we gotta go.
Gotta go.
They won't take you, but there will be more ships to follow. Stay and learn about the partisans of the lighted path, and I'll see that there is room for you.
That's a real nice offer. We'll think about it and get back to you.
Alright. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so I've got to find this boat then. That way, that way. Oi! Oi! Where? Oh, okay. Whoops, I guess. We're just gonna kill them then. Great. Doobie-doobie-doo.
The others have dropped, Baron. Their souls make their way to Aethys. This isn't the time for hesitation. It's the time for faith. Come, let us show him together.
The man cocks a phial hanging from his neck filled with a viscous fluid of earthly red. He raises it and waits. With unsteady hands, Baron uncocks an identical phial hanging from his own neck.
No, kid!
Eora steps forward, his palms are outstretched. Bear daily drops the phial. He catches awkward hold of it between his forefingers. His gaze drifts up to Adair. He stares with delight, as if he's trying to place it.
What is this? You aren't one of my flock. How did you get here?
Adair ignores Bosch, keeping careful eye contact with Bairn.
Lower that. Let's talk.
Hear us out, decide once you've heard our sides.
You can't let him decide for you. You know what Aloth would think of this.
She isn't here to decide for me either.
Eye on Bairn's hand hovers now just above waist height.
What is faith if it isn't tested? These people are willed here by Aethys to challenge you. Make him proud.
I will make him proud.
Sounds almost like a recitation. Idir's mouth is open, but he has no answer. He looks to you, desperation in his eyes. Number two is nice. I'll stick with the diplomacy. I've seen evidence of the true nature of the gods. You're wise to question.
Maybe he's not testing faith. Maybe he's testing if you can think for yourself.
But our faith, isn't that what the gods ask of us?
Hands lowers. It hangs at his right side, the file dangling.
Aethys has come just as I said he would. There will be no other chances.
Ray fumes at Bosch, his hand drifting towards his weapon. Go on.
He must be in need to reach out to us.
Effigy's eyes, kid. You think your tiny soul's gonna change his fate?
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. But that's nice. I'm not going to lie. Eora is right. On the margin, the impact of a single added soul would be infinitesimal.
Right, that's the basic idea.
You're right.
But he has called for us.
Aeon's expression shifts suddenly. He looks like someone who has been slapped hard across the face. His fingers relax and the fire clatters to the ground, splattering the deck with what might easily be mistaken for gruesome bloodstain.
Aethys, forgive me.
Edir takes what sounds like his first breath in a while. His fingers trace over his mouth and beard of a rhythm of reassurance.
As you wish, then. Abandon your god.
Well, you can drink.
For betrayal there can be no forgiveness. You will receive not his mercy, but his justice.
All acts can be forgiven by a truly benevolent soul.
Don't you got somewhere you need to be, Bosch?
Yeah, drink.
If you're having second thoughts, I can help you follow through.
Not a one.
Bosch smiles and raises his file towards Edir and toast. He downs the fluid in a single gulp.
The shining god will light the way.
He barely gets the sentence out before the first spasms rack his frame. A reddish froth bubbles from his lips and he collapses to the floor, flopping and arcing like a netted fish. One final rigid convulsion, his breath stops and his body settles heavily on the deck in an unnatural pose.
Think he's alright? He looks a little seasick.
Say that again. I could kill him again if I could. If only he'd died before he got everyone else involved. Bairn stares silently at the Godrin Bosch. Spitting bubbles on the lips of the corpse are still popping.
That would have been me. If I were stronger, it would have been me.
No, you would be dead.
Lucky you weren't stronger then.
Yeah, just foolish.
The gods might have rights to our souls, but they got no right to our lives. Seems to me they'll take from you whatever's not nailed down if you let them.
I could devote my entire life to Aethys, and it would never redeem this.
Follows and tries to say something, and the end just nods.
For right now, let's just get you home.
Oof. Yep. Odd. Very odd. Edir looks up expectantly as Baron disembarks junk without a word to anyone. Bairn begins to head off, staring straight ahead with sunken eyes. He doesn't break stride when he passes Edir.
Bairn.
Boy has taken another several steps before he seems to have heard anything at all, and when he stops, he doesn't turn to face Edir at first, as though keeping his options open. A long moment passes, then, persistent hesitation, he turns.
I'm not sure what you want to talk about. I have my life, and I know it's because of you. I know I should be thanking you. But the truth is, I don't know if I want to be here now, or what I'm supposed to be doing. And I still don't know what to say to Aethys when I meet him one day.
It should be the other way around. He's the one who owes you an explanation. You hear me, kid? He owes you.
Jane gives an absent nod, still looking down, says no more. Well, that went well, I think.